Hi there, we are going to make my designed ragged daisy. Please refer to the link below if you want to purchase it. You are going to need your floristry stretch tape, your wire and your trusty glue gun. Today we are going to be making these beautiful daisies. These are not on the normal cry cut because I have actually made this file. I wanted a daisy that was a little bit more like a marguerite daisy and a bit uneven. So if I show you, this is one of my favourite ones so far. So it adds a different texture to the wreath. Okay, so here are the ones that you're going to make. I shall put a link on to the YouTube video of where to get this from. There are several constituent parts. We've got the daisy itself. You're going to need 3 of these. You have a centre base, little yellow, the back section that fixes the stem on, some leaves and the centres. Okay, so very similar to ones you probably might have seen before. So there's a little section here and you need to literally glue one of those petals on either side. So I'm going to glue that one. Careful you don't burn your fingers. And then bring that round and then just sandwich those 2 petals together. Okay, so then you start to create that 3D effect. And then do that with the others as well. Try not to put too much glue on these because you'll end up seeing it. And try and line up those petals as accurately as you can. Like I've done there. I like the fact that you can start to make different textures and shapes within this wreath, because that's what's part of its attraction, is you're not just seeing all one colour or one shape. So there you go. So you need 3 of these to make the daisy. So we're going to leave those to the side, ready to do the next part. Now you've probably seen other daisies where they are with the middles, and it's pretty much the same. So we're going to start this off either with a tiny paintbrush. I try and wind these really tight. They look better when they are incredibly tight, and you need 2 lengths. So we're going to do the first one, and this is my favourite bit of this because this turned out exactly the way I wanted it to look. So we're going to roll those together. Then we're going to secure that first one with a tiny blob of glue and pop that down there, so that's nice and tight. And then we're going to add the second one. So I'm going to put another little blob of glue, and then we're going to continue to roll and make them as even as possible. And then we are going to place it on the base. So just put those 2 together and then continue a nice tight roll. You want to make sure that this is nice and neat, because this is actually one of the focal points of this flower. Okay, like that. So you end up with a really nice centre, and then just fix it on that end section, just so it doesn't come unravelled. Try not to burn your fingers. And remove any of those glue webs that you've had. And there is your middle. Okay. Now the next thing you need to do is grab your centre, and you need to put a big blob of glue on that centre part, like that. And then basically just stick it on the middle. And we're going to hold that. Make sure it's smack bang in the centre. And then fold up those tiny little fronds around the outside so that it encases that main roll. And then we're going to assemble the daisy. So Pretty simple, just a blob of glue in the centre, and make sure you arrange them so that they're not all lined up. The whole point is this is a raggedy daisy, so it's meant to be quite organic looking. So again, I'm just going to place that in there so you get a nice depth. Okay, so there's the base. Okay, and then we're going to put another blob of glue and we're going to place the centre in the middle. Be quite generous. This is obviously quite a large body of paper. There we go. So we're going to hold that quite tight, like that. And then I'm going to get my tweezers and I'm just going to unfurl some of these. These are ever so fine, which is why I like them rather than the thicker versions that you may have seen. And I've done all of these differently, so they're really tightly packed in the middle but not on the outside, and it kind of graduates to that larger disc that we placed underneath. So then you start to get a really lovely daisy. I love making these. Now, as I've shown you before, you just need to get this little piece here and cut a tiny little slit, and then we're going to put a blob of glue and then just pull that round to that first curve, okay, which creates that nice cone shape like that. Okay, and then that will sit snugly on our daisy, but we need a piece of wire, so we're going to move straight on to putting this onto a wire. So you need to be able to tuck this piece of wire through and then lay this L-shaped part into that inverted cone. Now, I'm just going to make a little hole just so I can pass that nice piece of wire in. So we're going to pop that into there like that. And then we're going to lay that flat, as you can see there, hopefully. Okay, and then we're going to pop a little bit of glue to anchor that wire onto the central part, which then allows you to then pop your daisy on. So you can then form that daisy. So you want to make sure that that wire is laying flat when you goes in, and then hold those nice and securely. There we go. Get rid of all those glue webs. So there we have it. You now have a very neat daisy, nicely secured on the wire, ready to apply to your wreath. We also need to pop on these leaves, which again, manipulate them how you will, and you can arrange as many or as little as you wish onto the wire. I normally put just a little blob of glue on the base of the leaf and then hold it just to keep that secure at the beginning. Try not to burn your fingers. Okay, and then we're going to pop another one on at a varying length. So this one obviously is about a third of the way up, but these are very realistic leaves. So we're going to pop another little bit of glue in there, all on that stem length, which then allows us to attach that to the wire, and normally you probably have two coming up from that point there, so we're going to just hold that there like that. Try not to burn your fingers again, like I just did. Okay. And again, you can just manipulate as you wish. Okay, now you could leave it there, but I'm not going to. I'm now going to encase that in the stem wind, just to neaten everything off. And then you've got another complete flower ready for your wreath. So again, just to recap, you need to stretch this out a little bit and then attach it at a 45-degree angle to the wreath, and then you pull it down. And keep stretching it so you end up with a nice smooth transition from the paper to the wire. And then we're going to change direction, so I'm then going to lift it up and come back the other way like that, still stretching as I go. And you don't have to use it all up, but holds those two knot wires and leaves together, so you've then got yourself a beautiful Marguerite daisy ready to add. Thank you for watching. In the next part we will be learning how to make a succulent, and also we will start to bring everything together and start to place things on the wreath. I look forward to seeing you.